5.
Sunday night, so I apologize for that. And if you were texting me throughout the day, obviously I was not getting back to you, so I apologize for that as well. Obviously, the news is out there throughout the day, in the morning, and I know that you all got our press release from earlier today regarding the change in leadership for Aggie football. I felt it was important that we have this gathering so we can have an in-person conversation and really be transparent and discuss what led to this conclusion and the magnitude of this comprehensive decision. So it's also important that I have some prepared remarks here to be very, very clear on what's happening. Our mission for Texas A&M Athletics is to create opportunities through championship athletics. We launched that in the spring of 2022. And our vision is, as home of the 12th man, we are the pinnacle in those opportunities. And it's 3 categories: diplomas earned, championships won, and leaders equipped and launched to impact the world. And that's really our student athletes. So we believe we have a very clear mission, and we also follow the core values of Texas A&M. Earlier last week, I recommended to my boss, Interim President Mark Welsh, and both of us then recommended to Chancellor John Sharp that a change was absolutely necessary. And like I stated in the release, they accepted my decision. President Welsh would have been here today, but he was speaking at a predetermined event in Houston around Veterans Day. Obviously, being a 4-star general, he's in demand for Veterans Day activities, and so he sends his regards, and I think we have a statement from him that'll go out later today. Mark Welsh, he's a phenomenal leader, and ever since he took over, I've so enjoyed working with him and his passion and energy for all things Texas A&M. The assessment that I delivered was that we are not reaching our full potential. We are not in the championship conversation, and something was not quite right about our direction and the plan. I appreciate their support for this decision and our plan moving forward. The timing is not ideal, especially after last night, which I'll touch on here in a second. But it's also not unique given certain dates coming up in college athletics, and you all know what those are. However, given various meetings and schedules last week and the end of the season approaching, we decided to move forward immediately. From there, we had a busy sports weekend around Aggie land, right? And of course, prepping for Aggie football game day. Can you believe that?
No.
103,000 Aggies show up to support our military and especially support our players.
Right.
There's no other place in the country that would have done that. To have a packed,
Ohio, Michigan,
full
Alabama,
stadium, and our obligation is to make sure we service the Aggies that are supporting our program. Our players really needed that win, and that was important.
Get to the business.
Aggies are the best, and again, nowhere in the country would have seen that type
Stop
of
the cap,
turnout.
sir. Stop it.
I really want to thank our athletic staff. They do an amazing job every single game day, but
My
every day of the
got a
week
job down
to
there.
put on those kind of events and make sure that we do it the best in the country. And so I want to thank all of our staff and all of our coaches for their hard work and dedication to excellence.
Not all the coaches. Not all of them.
In my analysis,
You did analysis?
I determined at this point, and for lots of reasons, our program is stuck in neutral. We should be relevant on the national scene.
You checked the transmission fluid?
Something is not clicking. Something is not working, and therefore, something had to give in order for Aggie football to reach our full potential. As leaders, every decision we make or every decision we don't make has consequences.
Right.
Consistency in how the program operates on a daily basis impacts the confidence level of every single person in the program,
Right.
and thus influences performance.
Right.
Based on my experience, the best programs have confidence. The program has an established identity.
Right.
The program maximizes the talent.
Right.
The leadership is fully integrated in the university, the athletics program, and its culture.
Gotcha.
I did not feel like we were meeting those standards of excellence and leadership.
Pretty obvious.
A little bit before 9 a.m. this morning, President Welsh and I met with Coach Fisher and informed him that we were making an immediate change and he would no
Give him the
longer
boot.
serve as our football coach.
Got the
I
boot.
respect Coach Fisher. He's a good man. I respect his family and
He's
all
a
that he's
rich man.
accomplished in college football.
Richer.
Mark Robinson, Associate Athletic Director for Football Operations, was also informed
Was he
that
involved?
he will no longer serve in his role effective immediately.
What he do?
After we met with Coach Fisher, I immediately asked Elijah Robinson to serve as interim coach for the last 2 games, the transfer and recruiting period and the bowl game. As reported, Elijah accepted, and I really look forward to supporting him. He's a great coach, a great leader, and the young men in our program really look up to him in so many ways. We then met with the football staff, talked about
All right,
coaching,
then,
supporting our
Elijah.
players, and making sure that they fulfill their obligations
Right
too as
on,
Aggie
brother.
football coaches. around 11 a.m. we were gathering the team. The team obviously had already heard the news, so that was unfortunate, but nothing we could control. And so they were gathering around. And around 11 a.m., I told the players that it was my job to make the decisions that are best interest of the university and to put them in the best position to succeed and provide the resources and the leadership to make all that happen. I told the players that based on our high standards here at A&M, that was not happening. I expect them to really rally around Coach Robinson and finish this season strong, and ultimately we are here to serve them. Right. And that is the beginning and the end for how we provide leadership.
You should fire.
It was really cool to see the reaction of the players when Coach spoke to them, and they came up to him and really, really responded in a positive manner. And he just did a great job of showing leadership and making sure that everyone is going to be on the same page moving forward. Coach Robinson will do the regular scheduled press conference tomorrow here at 1 o'clock. As everyone knows, this decision is a comprehensive decision.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It involves many people and micro and macro elements. The finances are monumental.
Finances.
As the contract states, there is a buyout provision in Coach Fisher's contract, and those details will be worked out. Let me be very clear in this next part.
Well, okay, be clear.
Texas A&M Athletics and the 12th Man Foundation will be the sole sources of the necessary funds covering these transition costs. And there's really two categories.
Suckers.
We will use unrestricted contributions within the 12th Man Foundation for the first one-time payments.
Would not.
And the athletic department will fund the annual payments for the remaining portion by growing our revenues and adjusting our annual operating budget accordingly.
Next coach
this
ain't
will
getting
only
nothing.
Involve athletics and 12th Man Foundation funds.
Next coach ain't getting nothing.
Although this is a major financial decision that comes with many consequences, we have a plan, and we will not let this impact the performance or the culture of our entire athletics program.
Paging
every sport
Division
and every
II
department
championship
matters.
Coach.
Our search will be comprehensive in nature. The timing does give us a chance to survey the landscape, test the marketplace,
and
zero in on top candidates.
That's a lie.
We will be diligent, confidential, and also efficient.
They already got somebody.
I will use a football advisory group of key people that understand winning football, culture, and Texas A&M.
And put money into Texas A&M. Man, stop.
We will also utilize other resources like former players and industry experts along the way. Here's the profile of what we will work from.
Oh, is it?
A coach that has a program identity.
Okay.
Great interpersonal skills. Track record of player development.
Right.
Commitment to academics, a recruiting machine. Supreme organizational skills. Culture of discipline, passion for the game.
Okay.
Proven winner, strong leadership skills, involved in the community, of course, knowledge of X's and O's.
I ain't won in a long time.
And someone that understands and also can capitalize in today's modern-day college athletics.
Yeah, I don't.
Let me close on this.
That's about
I've been here for 5 years.
3,000 people.
Aggie land is special. The ingredients for a championship are here.
I know he's been here for 5 years.
Aggies want to do it the right way.
He ain't got nothing to do with that
and
contract.
Deserve excellence in everything that we do. We appreciate the full support of the 12th Man, former students, 12th Man Foundation donors, anyone who supports Texas A&M and Aggies everywhere.
He was an Ole Miss.
We'll answer some questions.
Iron pervert.
Front left, Mark. Ross, earlier in the week, it seemed like Jimbo was probably going to get through the rest of the season before a decision was made. Why did the timetable change?
Yeah.
Couldn't find no dirt. Need time to dig dirt up.
You're either moving forward or you're stuck. We were stuck.
You ain't stuck. You're going
backward. I used the analogy with somebody earlier. You know how you're driving down the highway? It's a 4-lane road, and
like you never stop moving.
Fast, okay? I like
you're growing or you're dying.
And somebody's in the left lane and they're going 55 and they
won't
move over.
Oh my Lord, what is he talking about?
We were that car going 55. Somebody had to give. They had to get out of the way. So we had to move this program forward. And here's the thing: I got back from the Ole Miss game, and we're a football family, so we're sitting on the back porch, and I'm making why is this not working? What is the problem? What do Aggies think?
He doesn't grind hard like the rest of the coaches out there.
And so I called President Welsh.
Getting paid like
and I said, we need
number one coach.
We need to have a plan. The plan needs to be executed.
The bottom 50 coaches.
But also knew that we had conversations this week. There are regent meetings. Of course, the regents were informed of my recommendation to the president. And so the timing of all of that played into it. And then I thought, if we were going to have an interim coach, that this week is going to be it's going to be a little wild, right? The players are going to be emotional, that we could prepare for this game based on the opponent, and then go and try to beat LSU, the last game of the year, and create some momentum. So, again, not ideal, but also not unique in the modern day of college football, especially given transfer portal world,
Stop the cap.
signing day, and all those dynamics that played into it.
Yeah.
Go right, Olin, and then we'll go.
And he
Sam.
put some grease on that portal so everybody
Yeah,
can
right. So
fit
first of all,
through.
to be clear, the Ole Miss loss was kind of the last
Take
straw.
the money and run,
So it's
children.
totality, Olin. It really is. You can't say it's one game because then what happens after last night, right?
Yeah.
We had fun.
I walked
right?
through
We
the
won
door in
by,
2019
41
and
points, right?
I
So
met the
it's
guy the first day I
totality
knew he was a loser.
of how the program
Just interpreting
runs on a
here.
day-to-day basis.
Just interpreting.
Something was
common
not
sense.
working to reach our full potential. So it's not one game. It's not one moment. It's not one win.
One
loss.
Ross's money.
But again, the timing of that game,
He
the
did.
timing of things that were coming
His signature is
down the
nowhere
track,
near that
to me,
contract.
we had to move this past week.
That was
Can
great.
you shed some light on exactly where you were when you delivered that news to Jimbo and what his reaction was?
Should have been happy.
Talking about this morning?
Celebratory?
Yeah, it was within Kyle Field.
Kyle
is where
Field.
we met with him.
Got
and
around
I
the
would say
field.
it was quick and cordial.
Quick and cordial.
Go to the left, Sam. and then
Like
to the right,
Orgeron
Kevin.
said, thank you very
Cross
much.
on
And
the
which
buyout
door you
where
want me to
you
leave?
guys said that you will pay it in full.
There's different parameters that are outlined in the contract, and again, those mechanics will be worked out as soon as we
Yeah.
touch base with his
Yep.
representation.
Get that mud ready so
And
we can get that number
You
down.
talk about totality. I'm curious, what bothered you the most about how this program ran? Was it
His face.
whether it was today, whether it was on field, whatever? What bothered you most about where this program was?
Yeah,
He had a
honestly,
funny
just
smell.
consistency and
inconsistent.
positivity and confidence.
Yeah.
That's really what it boils down to, and that everything we do in this world rises and
He
falls.
just
on
makes you
leadership,
want to
good and
punch
bad.
him in the face.
And so, how you make decisions on a consistent basis, how leadership is provided on a consistent basis,
He has a punchable
that
face.
plays into we're going to run these plays. We're going to map these plays out on Tuesday,
And have
Wednesday,
you
and
seen
Thursday.
his
We're going to practice
hands?
them. And then in the game,
His
do people have the
hands.
confidence to run that play.
It's like
It
a
all adds
woman's, an old woman's
No
hand.
matter what the decision is, no matter if it's a tactical football decision or anything else. And so, to me, the fundamentals of that process,
And my
there was
kids
something just not
play
clicking to
Madden
provide confidence for everyone in the program.
1,000% better than this
Right,
guy
Travis,
coaches on the
and then
real
go to the
field.
left, Darryl.
It just
what's-
don't. What I'm
does
seeing
the-
at home, what
the
I'm seeing
due
here is
diligence
different.
process look like for making sure that you have the funds for a buyout like this? And
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
no
we
one's
don't care.
contacted
We got
and-
oil
and,
fields in the back.
Queue for this
Yeah.
kind of thing. What does that
Not my
process look
money.
like, and how long does it take?
Yeah.
Don't come out of my pocket.
Well, look, we have the best fundraising organization in college athletics, the 12th Man Foundation.
and they have
And the
wasted a
board
lot of
and
money.
Travis,
recently.
our CEO, they're phenomenal. And it's a
Phenomenal
collaborative
people.
working relationship.
Wasted a
while
whole
maintaining
bunch of
the
money in the
independent
last 5
structure
years.
of the 12th Man Foundation. And so
Yeah.
those things are all important, the collaboration and the independence.
The collective.
And so there's buckets. There's buckets that the 12th Man
Buckets,
Foundation
he said.
houses.
You're going to need
within
some
their
trucks,
structure.
brother.
And those are flexible funds that we
Some
had a
buckets.
conversation about and said those funds are to benefit
bulldozer.
athletics. I mean, they raise money for championship athletics, right? And our mission is championship athletics and opportunities.
How
So
many championships does
sit down, you have those
Texas A&M
conversations.
have?
They have their discussions within their organization,
Let's look
and so
and
that's
see.
the one-time funds.
Yeah, one time.
The ongoing payments that are required in the contract, those will be athletic department funds.
Mm-hmm.
We grow revenue. We have new TV deals coming up. We have new
New TV
sponsorship
deal.
contracts coming up. We're repurposing a lot of our revenue buckets, so we have a lot of new revenue coming our way
Championship
too.
won
But we
by
also have to manage
Texas
expenses,
A&M
and so
in
there's a lot of
2022,
things within even the football budget that we've got flexibility on, where we can still be at a high level, but we can also spend a lot less as well. But we can be a championship funded program. So we're going to adjust all that. So it's all going to be fluid. And here's the thing too about the funding. When we sit here in 3 years from now, what's the collegiate model anyway? What are we doing with the financial arrangement between the athlete and the institution? So
Right.
the whole model is going to be evolving and changing. The same thing with our revenue and our expense model. The same
Right.
thing will happen. So
And the last championship
we've got a
we
plan.
won
We're going to
was
adjust, and we'll make this work.
What was it
Powerlifting,
about Elijah
2019
Robinson that
polo,
stood out to have him as the
women's.
The
Polo.
players. The
Power.
players are the most important. And in fact, I was on the practice field this week, and I was talking to a scout.
Archery.
And we were kind of checking out each position
Mm-hmm.
group, and he was fixated on the defensive line group. Of course, there's a lot of talent there, but he was
was by
actually
year?
fixated on how they were being coached.
Oh, they won a championship.
So to me,
in
Elijah
93.
is all about the players. The reaction was awesome today when he spoke to the team, and so
Conference
I wanted somebody that the players would gravitate towards. It's
Like
going to be a lot
national.
coming up their way. We know what that means, and so I've already seen a lot of positivity around
Football,
his leadership. So
1939.
that's really what it was all about.
Left, Darryl.
And one other thing, we have 2 experienced coordinators that know what they're doing with Coach Petrino
Equestrian,
and Durkin.
2017.
And so that allows that decision as well.
Right.
Ross,
right.
Where
I'm,
we at?
sh-
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
sure
There.
I'm not going to phrase this correctly, but I'm going to guess that there are
Come on with it.
12th man fans out there that are thinking that we're wasting money.
Polo
As in
2019.
the university on decisions like
Way
this.
to go.
What
When did the
contractual
collective start?
lessons do you learn from what you're going through right now?
Everything. right? We'll analyze everything. And so that'll be part of
With
the
12th man
the puzzle piece that we put together here in the coming days in terms of what does the market look like? What do contracts look like? There's a market for a lot different contracts than what we had. And you can hire a great coach. So we're going to look at all of that. So we have to learn a lesson. Look, the dynamics around that decision in 2021, that's an institutional decision, but I take responsibility. I knew what was coming in the marketplace later that fall, so I knew that it was the right decision at that time because that's the information we had. It didn't work out. Clearly, it didn't work out. We're going to learn from that and make sure that we don't make those same mistakes again.
And I get 3 more years of
Row
my
on the
job.
right, Christie, and then Cease.
3 more
I know
years.
you weren't
and a
here
new
when
coach.
he was first hired, but when he was,
No.
everyone was like,
I wanna make that
"Coming here,
clear.
win a national
I was not
championship,
here.
Didn't even win an SEC championship. So how disappointing is it that you're going to have to start again after having so much optimism back then?
Layup question, softball.
That's the hard part in all of this, right? is
What?
There was how many coaches have won, sitting head coaches won national championships. So everyone had
Five.
tons of optimism.
Five.
But again, it just goes back to
Nick
the
Saban,
last couple
Kirby
years.
Smart.
Do we have momentum? Do we have hope? How do we
Urban
see things
Meyer.
trending? And we just didn't see the trend lines improving. And so we thought, let's make that decision now and deal with, the finances.
Coach
deal
O.
with, what's going to come next and go out and hire a great coach who's going to have a great plan and be highly
Steve
organized, hire the
Spurrier.
right staff. You combine that with A&M resources, we're going to win a lot of football games.
Front left, Cease.
2 things. You mentioned hire a winner. Will Robinson be considered for the job full-time?
Gene Chiswick.
Right now, everybody's a candidate.
Everybody.
Second thing, I don't want to harp on 2021.
Put my
but,
hat in
hindsight's
the
best.
ring.
Has Jimbo changed as a coach or the way he
That
coached
violate
when he
my
first got here? Or has college
translation
football changed any along
agreement.
those same
No.
lines?
Not
I
getting
think,
that.
I think the best
The
leaders
job ain't
adapt,
open yet, is it?
whatever that
Word.
means, right? And so, again, it's that description of if, are
I
you
got
in the
5
left passing
years
lane going
experience
55 and
coaching
everybody's zooming by you in the right lane? Or are you in the left lane going
youth
75?
soccer.
And so you
at a
have to
church.
adapt. You have to evolve.
I got
And I'm not going to
energy.
say whether he did or didn't.
I'm a people
But
person.
it didn't work. And we sit here today not at the level that we expect or that we have the potential to be. So that's why we're here.
Back center, Chip. and then
Right.
down front, Brent.
Right. Very
Russ,
good.
you've been here 5 years, as you mentioned.
5 years, not
This
6.
program, over time, over history, has not had a lot of consistent winning. They won a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah, who let this
In
guy
your
in?
mind, what have you seen from the inside in these last 5 years?
A
that
lot of losing.
would have prevented that over the last half century or more.
Yeah. I make a joke when I speak to groups.
Okay.
I got introduced in fall of 2019 as the latest athletic director at Texas A&M.
Wow. Cap.
That's not really a good thing, right?
No.
And so, to me, consistency of leadership.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
Can't.
Now we're making a change, so I get it.
What about this?
But we need to find somebody
Oh, it is?
who can build this sustainable.
What
tenure.
about this?
We have to. Can we find the next R.C. Slocum who can be here a long time,
R.C.
build it, win those
Slocum.
championships? Consistency of leadership and continuity, it is so important. Look at the A&M system. Look at Chancellor Sharp. It's been here a long
R.C.
time.
Slocum.
Look at the growth. Look at the president tenure here at Texas A&M. I've been here 4.5 years, and I'm on my 4th president. We've got to have consistency. And so to me, that's the key of getting the next hire right, is the consistent and continuity that we have to provide moving forward.
Down front, Brent.
Did Texas A&M win?
There are a lot of changes coming to the SEC.
That's
next year,
championship
Jacksonville,
2089
Oklahoma
and
coming into the league, Texas coming here.
2002?
That impact your decision at all to make a move now?
No.
Here's how I looked at it. Everything impacts the next year. But as we said here, we finished the season hopefully strong. The transfer portal is coming and going. Signing day, a bowl game.
Yeah.
Maybe we hire some new assistant coaches and do those kind of changes.
Bob Petrino just
I
going to
wasn't
walk. 62
confident
years old.
in that plan,
Right.
which then would have impacted
Yeah, I'll bet.
the 2024 season.
Please hire Bob
So it's
Petrino.
not about transition of SEC. It's all about, can we go through this next 8 weeks and have the right plan and
Non-biased statement.
succeed in that environment
He
to
deserves
build
a
for
second
24?
chance.
And I didn't see a pathway to then lead into 2024.
Go to the left, Alex, and then Dave Wilson. You'll wrap us up. We're going over 25 minutes.
When you got to meet with
25.
the regents this week, how long were the conversations and what was just kind of their response?
Yeah, it's all that's executive session, Alex. I'll just say, look, it was a robust conversation.
Yeah, it was
and I'll
cussing.
just leave it at that.
And some
But
chest
there's
bumping,
no
probably.
vote. This was
Like,
my decision.
where we going to get this money from, son?
Chancellor Sharp, and that was the end of the decision-making process. Of course, there's a discussion. But
$75
that's,
plus
executive
million
session.
dollars?
Dave, last question to wrap us up. Here's the mic.
You know how much oil?
You didn't feel confident in the plan. Obviously, there were some changes that were
Right.
made last year in the coaching staff. Was that a point of contention in any changes in the future?
No, actually, summer 2022, we started talking about getting an offensive coordinator, as an
Right.
example. So
Right.
there was no contention in that plan.
No.
It was the right thing to do.
He slid him
Right
up in
time.
there.
And Jimbo was great. He and I had great conversations. All of that was rolling out. Coach Petrino has been awesome to be around, and his positivity
Petrino.
and what he's done, I think, with our
Petrino.
quarterback room. So no point of
Petrino.
contention. And again, I feel bad for those
Petrino.
guys because it didn't work out.
Trino, as soon as you can, please look up Coach Bobby Petrino of Louisville, Coach Tommy Tuberville of Auburn. What's my man's name? Bobby Louder, trustee, Byron Franklin, and another trustee, I don't know his name, Colonial Bank playing lands in Louisville. Just look it up. I may go into detail about it later, but if you like drama, Petrino's full of drama, that is. Offensive genius on a football coaching standpoint, all that, blah, blah, blah. But the dirt bagginess is real. If you know what I'm talking about, comment below. Comment below. Share this video. Subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day.